Hey everybody, welcome back. Well, I know it's been a while since I got out and made a video. I've been having some problems with my foot, and but I couldn't stand it any longer. I had to get out, and so I'm actually out here at the confluence of where the Missouri and the Yellowstone River meet, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of fishing. I was out here the other day in a buddy's boat. We caught some sturgeon, some channel cats, some saugers. So fishing's pretty good out here, but I thought I'd hike along the shores, find a good spot, and throw a line in the water. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see what we catch. Look at the size of this burrow. Some good size is living back there. Probably a beaver. A lot of beaver activity around here. Don't want to stick my face in there too far, but that's a good sized little burrow. Someone's living back there pretty comfortably. It's pretty cool. You can see where the water level is. And up here on the bank, look at the size of this beaver hut. This thing is at least 6 feet tall. You can see a couple places where they come in and out. It doesn't look like there's been much activity lately just because of where the water levels are. But wouldn't surprise me. There's some fresh dug up tracks right there. Wouldn't surprise me if coyotes or some other animals were staying in here. See another one of their entrances or exits. Just found some pretty large elk tracks. See if I can get over to them. Get out of my shadow. Right there. See some dog tracks out here. So I don't know if it's wild dogs or people bring their dogs out here. It's hard to say. Here's some scat, probably coyote. If that's coyote, that's really big coyote, scat. But this beaver hut is absolutely humongous. Well, this seems to be about as good a spot as any. Got the sun facing me. I'm out of the wind a little bit, and got this little muddy piece of beach. Got this bank behind me to keep me out of the wind, so I'm gonna go ahead and rig up my line, toss it in, see what we can catch. If I don't catch anything here anytime soon, I'll move on down the shore, try another spot. So we'll see. You guys, check this out. I'm sitting here getting my fishing pole ready. One of the beavers decided to come out of his little den. He's just kind of checking me out, watching me, see what I'm doing. Looks to be a young little guy. He hears me, so he quit moving. There he goes. Oh, back into his den. Wow, I hardly ever see a beaver come out like that while you're sitting pretty close to them. I'm just going to go ahead and get my rod and reel ready. Had it all undone to carry on the backpack. So I've got to re-thread everything, tie up all my stuff. I'm using a 10-pound test line today. It might be a little light for some of the fish that are out here, but really don't plan on catching anything too big, especially not being in the boat. I haven't heard any great stories of monsters being caught from the shore out here, but all I brought out with me was just this little tackle box. Just have some hooks, sinkers, some plastic grubs, and some snap swivels. We'll just get those together. Get the line in the water. All right, now I got to go find a decent forked branch to hold my pole, so I'll be back. Now I got my forked branch. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of sharpened into it and get it stuck here in the mud. Start fishing. Well, as you guys can hear, it's getting really windy out here and it's getting really hard to fish. So I packed everything up. There's some really thick brush out behind me where the floods came through, so I thought it'd be kind of interesting to go back there, do a little bit of exploring, and just make my way back to where the Jeep is, and that's where the boat launch is, and you know, a little bit of picnic area and stuff, and maybe we'll do some more fishing down there. But for right now, I'm just gonna go out, do some exploring, see what we can find through the flood areas. So let's get going. You guys can see how thick this stuff is back here. And it's making walking really tough, trying to pick your way through. But just got kind of tired of being out there in the wind, so I came back here. This was all covered by waters during the floods last year. And just trying to pick my way through, keeping the river to my right. That's taking me back towards the Jeep. But we'll see if we find anything interesting back here. This row of trees, this flat spot that I came out on, almost seems like it might have been a park or something before the floods. I mean, these trees just the only ones really around in the area. So I'm going to actually head back up the way I came, which would actually be upriver. So the river's now on my left. But I want to see if there's possibly a road coming in here. If this was a park, you can see down on the ground, though, after the floods, I mean, everything just became mud, dried and cracked. But these trees just seem to be a little out of place for this area. So I'm gonna look around and see if I can find a road. I'm back out on the shore. It just got way too thick back there with my fishing pole hanging off the back of my backpack. No wind back there. Got really hot. So gonna drift down a little bit and just walk along the shore. Maybe I'll find another place that's out of the wind and do a little bit more fishing, but it was just way too thick back in that brush. So gonna stay out here on the shore, start kind of heading towards where I parked the Jeep. I'm about 3 miles upriver from there, so just start heading back, maybe find some opportune places to fish. We'll see. One of the things I wanted to show you guys while I was out here, it's really deceiving because you get up in this underbrush and it looks like someone's come through with a machete or a hatchet and chopped down all these little branches. But if you look really close, you can actually see the teeth marks of where the beavers are chewing through these. It just goes to show how sharp their teeth can be to give such a good cut. And these are all over the place. I mean, I'll pick up the camera and show you. You can see all these little cut down branches. And you know, looking at them from a distance, like I said, looks like someone came through with a machete and chopped down random branches, but it is just from the beavers. There's actually another hut right back there, so he's been working around this area quite a bit. But just thought that was neat and shows you how sharp those teeth are. This wind is just relentless. But getting up here, sort of back towards where the Jeep is, back on the main river, which is the Missouri. So I was over on the Yellowstone earlier, so We're going to try to do a little fishing off the Missouri, see if we have any better luck and get out of this wind. So stay tuned. We'll get the line back in the water, see if we can catch anything. I figured since I'm sitting here waiting for the fish to bite, practice some skills. Found this little piece of wood down on the beach, and it's really fibrous. So I thought I would just rough it up, fluff it up, do what I need, and just practice some skills with my different fire steels. And just practice using natural tinder materials. And you know, it's always good to practice these skills while you're just sitting around waiting for the fish to bite. So we'll go ahead and fluff this up a little bit and see if we can get it to take a spark. Alright, we got it all fluffed up. So we're going to go ahead and use the SE3, where I filed down the spine of it to use against the ferro rod blank that I just wrapped some jute twine around to make a small handle. But we'll see if we can get this stuff to take a spark. It's pretty dry, so we'll see. Yeah, pretty good. Don't really want to have a fire out here today, but just wanted to see if I could get this stuff to take a spark. I don't know what kind of wood it is, but definitely fluffed up real nice, took a spark. Only took a couple tries, so if I was in a survival situation, could definitely get a fire going with this stuff. You guys just saw me practice with my fire steel in this little spot on my Essie where I used to strike that fire steel. Well, it's not quite as sharp as I want, so again, as I'm just sitting here, I'll take the file on my Leatherman and just work that edge a little bit, make it a little bit sharper. It'll hit that fire steel a little bit better, get a better spark out of it. Got nothing but time while I wait for those fish, so might as well be productive while I wait. I think we'll go try somewhere else. Well guys, this wind is getting ridiculous out here. It's cold, we're not catching any fish, so I'm going to go ahead and just call it a day out here. But I want to thank you for joining me. Hopefully next time it won't be so windy. Maybe we'll be able to catch some fish. But no matter what, you guys, we want to live. I'll see you next time.